Welcome. I'm back with another reading, another chapter of the King James Version of the Holy Bible. And if I'm correct, if I'm really keeping up with what's going on, we get ready to enter chapter 13. You know what I mean? They said 13 is supposed to be an unlucky number, but 13, can be transformed into 4. And we all know what the number 4 represent in our today's math, So if you didn't know, 4 is culture freedom. You feel me? That's like being free. When you know yourself, you know your culture, you're free. You get it? You have an understanding that most don't. Because if you live in another culture, let's say that culture is against you, you're in bondage. Feel me? Bondage. Your culture should not enslave you. This is your culture. Your culture should uplift you. Anywho, once again, I am the Nasty Pastor. Please go like, share, subscribe on my YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries. Let's go and get into chapter 13. And the title of chapter 13 is Abraham Inherits Canaan. Then Abraham went up from Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, to the south. Abraham was very rich in livestock, in silver, and in gold. And he went on his journey from the south as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the altar which he had made there at first. And there Abraham called on the name of the Lord. Lot also, who went with Abraham, had flocks and herds and tents. Now the land was not able to support them, that they might dwell together, for their possessions were so great that they could not dwell together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abraham's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. The Canaanites and the Perizzites then dwelt in the land. So Abraham said to Lot, please let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brethren. You get it? They go into Canaan. Let me back it up. When the Lord spoke to Abraham and told him leave and go into another land so he could be great, so the nation can be great, Lot followed. Lot was with him. Lot went all the way in Egypt with him. But there was no, you get me? There was no how to put it, no complaining between the two of them. They was getting along. But when they go back into Canaan, you feel me? They go back into Canaan. There's some BS. So what that tell you? Some evil got into somebody, right? An evil spirit, an evil demon got into somebody, right? Now we all know in the days of Abraham that it's possible Seti I, the elder Ramses, was probably at the throne of Kemet. That was the Pharaoh of Kemet. That was the king of Kemet. Now we know the land was possessed with Satan, the devil, Satan, Ra, there was worships there. There was, that type of evil in the land. So I say to you this, you know what I mean? Understand what you read. because it's being told to you. You know, because I look at it this way. If me and my brother, we rode, and I'm gonna say North Carolina because it's the Bible state. It's the Bible belt, it's the Bible state. Me and my brother rolled in North Carolina together, and then we come back to Richmond, Virginia. And I mean, we had a beautiful trip going to North Carolina. While we was in North Carolina, we had a beautiful, a beautiful state. But when we get back to Virginia, we at odds with each other. One of us done caught the evil in us. One of us, something has jumped into us. You feel me? Especially if I'm not bothering you and you're not bothering me. You got me? So Abraham said to Lot, please let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brethren. Is not the whole land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I will go to the right. Or if you go to the right, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted his eyes and saw all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as you go toward Zoar. Then Lot chose for himself all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated from each other. Abraham dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent even as far as Sodom. But the men of Sodom were exceedingly wicked and sinful against the Lord. You got me? You understand it now? Do you get me? The land was already wicked. So what that mean? When they came up out of Egypt, they traveled that way. Some evil got up in somebody, right? 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 Now let's backtrack. You got what I'm saying? My first, when I'm reading it, it's telling me, okay, they're in Egypt. Boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. So what that tell you? Along the travel, something went wrong. Satan saw peace within two siblings. Satan saw two brothers at love. Satan saw two brothers that was moved to be a great name along the evolution of this earth, the evolution of man. Peep this, right? It's hard sometimes to love your brother. It's hard sometimes to love your neighbor, but you have to put forth an effort. You have to push away the wickedness. You have to understand why it's wickedness in your sibling, why there's wickedness in your neighbor. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? Understand why. Abraham dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent even as far as Sodom. But men of Sodom were exceedingly wicked and sinful against the Lord. And the Lord said to Abraham, after Lot had separated from him, lift your eyes now and look from the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see I give you and your descendants forever. And I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could number the dust of the earth, then your descendants also could be numbered. Arise, walk in the land through its length and its width, for I give it to you. Then Abraham moved his tent and went and dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built an altar there to the Lord. Well, that's the ending of chapter 13. And understand, like I said, understand the wickedness, understand the trickery, And once again, like I say, Canaan is where? In the Middle East, right? Right? I'm gonna point that out. Canaan is where? In the Middle East. Whole lot of wickedness going on in the Middle East in the now, right? In the now, right? As far as I've been living, we're talking 53 years on this rock. We're talking 20 to 30 years understanding what goes on in the Middle East. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave off at that. I ain't gonna keep pushing it because it's evident. It shows. We are across seas, and it shows there is no love for us in the Middle East. If there was love for us in the Middle East, why would you drop drugs in the hood, in the projects, in the minority part of the world, of any city, of any state, of any county, and make them drug addicts? I'm gonna say make because you push it in their face. It's a two party issue. But yeah, some of you make you know what I mean? I done heard a whole lot of stories. You know what I mean? I done heard stories that guns been put up to people's head to make them sniff dope. I done heard a whole lot of stuff. You got what I'm saying? Not from the person that it happened to, but I've heard a whole lot of urban legends. You got what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of stuff on TV that I know a person have saw it on TV and brought it into these streets. Anywho, once again, I am the Nasty Pastor. Please go to my YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries. Like, share, subscribe, definitely comment. I'm out, and I love you.